is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up, oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's race day. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to try.
Well, race fans, it is finally that time again. We are finally back for our season championship as the season 4 ends here tonight at Iowa Speedway for Battle of the Metal Racing League and their Super Late Model Series. We are going live here now with 6 of the toughest and the baddest Super Late Models coming out onto the track right here and now on PTM Racing TV. Hi again, everyone. I am Christopher the Crusader Driver, and welcome back to the show as always. Tonight, presented by PTM Racing TV, I present to you your final grading order here for our Super Late Models division. On the pole, Chantel, the season champion, will rock the 5 into her outside. Matthew Hoffert, the 84. Row number 2, it's Kevin Baker in the 87 to his outside. That'll be Dustin Sonek at the 66. Row number 3, Jeffrey Tuss, the 72. And at last, the 48, Stanley Chadwick Bottle, your last of the 6 drivers. The season championship has already been determined. Chantel Pottle has won it. But these drivers right here, they didn't come all this way for nothing. They are looking for one last hurrah, one last big run to showcase their talents and showcase their abilities and their racing credibility. They've come from many parts of the world, from the United States to the Canadian lands above us, to the lands and the rock of Newfoundland. From all around the coast to coast, centuries in part, we've seen many drivers come through at Battle of the Metal Racing League, not just on the iRacing circuit, but on NASCAR Heat 5. And after 4 seasons on iRacing, we at last end our season 4 in the SLM series. We'll bring him around out of turn 3 into 4 this time by season championship race here and now. Here we go. Right out of the gate, we pretty much start back off where we left off the last time we were here. Chantel throttle bottle in the 5 going at it here at the 84. Matthew Hofford in the good wrench services. Machine trying to hold him down up on the outside, trying to hold him up on the outside while she goes straight to the bottom end looking for a couple runs. Kevin Baker, the 87 Valvoline machine already. Well, not a little bit of a show, but a little bit of fight as Hofford smacks the wall a couple times there. The 84 having major troubles down there. Kevin Baker, man, probably one of the most improved drivers on the circuit, coming away with serious momentum and serious runs throughout this series, throughout these nights. And it's good to see him finally start to dial these things in and get his car figured out as he goes. But another driver that really has been doing the same thing, got to be Jeffrey Todd Zuffs, and that's setting 2. Old Todd, man, he has been definitely one of the toughest drivers to beat out on the circuit when you get to run him. I had actually the privilege of running with him just last week. That was probably seeing my 14 car actually out on the track. Yeah, I raced with these guys. We didn't have enough to broadcast, so they told me, hey, just come join us. So you can have a little fun with us, and we'll work on the video later. I said, all right, why not? Let's go do that. So that's what I ended up doing. So I ended up coming away with the possibly would have been a 3rd place finish if I didn't give it to Todd there. But honestly, I wasn't wanting to screw the championship up. No way, Jose, there, my friends. They were running well, but. Like I said, Todd, man, he definitely was a tough competitor. He definitely had a lot of momentum, and you can see why Chantel and Hofford have been so fast and furious throughout these events and throughout these races. Number 5 right now, Green Tech Energy's machine has been leading the pack, leading the charge, just completely null and void and dominant out on the circuit and out on the track, man. She has been pretty much bad fast this entire season. I think only lost once out of the entire season of all things. Yeah, well, losing only once where you won the rest of the 11 races we had, that is just beyond impressive. Well, 10 races here. We are this will be the 12th, so if she wins this one, it'll be 11-1 for her career record. Hofford only getting the one other victory, and I was back, if you remember right, over at Martinsville Speedway. Had a little bit of a break there that night when things got a little bit rough and dicey out there, but he told me earlier today he feels like he's got this kind of situated out more. He's got things kind of more in line to what he wants to do, and he's hoping for a little bit of that break or two when it comes to running it out here with this field. Ultimately, though, it really boils down to the question, does he have enough time to keep the tires in play and keep the car on run? The last time he was here, he definitely put a fight up on the 5, but yeah, Chantel, the one thing she is extremely good at and very, very dangerous of, besides that feminine fatale of her, she can honestly make you literally think about having to run off the best of them and having to burrow your tires off. And she has been pretty much dominant on that level, on that stage. Pretty much keeping a good speed and distance around, and then of course also holding the line in faster than anybody else I've been able to see here. A little bit of trouble down there over the 48, unfortunately. Transformers machine getting a little bit dicey as he comes around the corners. We'll take a look at the PTM instant replay here. Here's what happened. Came off the corner there out of turn 4. And that treacherous turn 4, the progressive banking into the front straightaway compared to the back stretch, which is more of a flattened out surface. It will bite you when you least expect it, and it bit Stanley Chadwick Bottle there in that 48. Oh, and the other one, it bites real good there. The 87, Kevin Baker, drives it way too hard into the corner, and boy, oh boy, did he just smash the wall in completely. Oh my. Take a look at the PTM instant replay. We was literally just catching right back on him as we were viewing it. Yikes. Let's see what happened here. Looks like he's just got a little too much power here. He's trying to save it away from it, but I think when he was steering it off, he didn't realize how far he was out. Oh, look at the rear end. The rear end is jammed. He just broke the rear end axle rod. There's a spindle broken in there. He's going to have to get into pit road if he wants to get that thing fixed and back on the track in time. What a shocking turn of events here for that 87 machine. Looked like he was doing so well, really doing very well out there. And now, speaking of doing well and doing good out there, I guess we're going to have a little bit of company here for the race lead. Hofford infuriated with the season. I bet you a little bit more troublesome than anything. And I think tonight he just wants to knock down the number 5. And Chantel Bottle looks to try to hold that back from him. always that thing about keeping your foot in the door, but man, putting your foot to the pedal and straight down to the metal. That's really what it's all about here in the series. That's what it's all about when these drivers come to town. Hoffert looking, and I mean looking desperately to make the move and make the charge to get back that race lead and get a win in finally at Iowa. He's come very close here. I had the privilege of racing him back on NASCAR Heat 4 when we were running the truck series, and let me tell you something. When he had a long run truck, he could hang with us, and we was really getting some good speed. I that night honestly was not as good as I probably could have been, and admittedly wasn't nearly as much as it probably should have. But you know, that night Hoffert really showed that he was here to stay and with this league and with this series, because honestly at that time he had not won a single race up to that point. He had never had a championship win or anything. But I think if anything, really, it's just a matter of time before you see him get that asphalt championship in. For Chantel Throttle, it wasn't just about getting the season championship. Really, I think this was really a career redemption for her. I think, in all honesty, with her coming out on the track, she only wanted one thing, which was to redeem herself after countless months, countless days, and weeks of struggles, miscues, and failures. Finally, you know, found something, dialed the car in, and really, in all honesty, I think she could be one of, if not the toughest females out on the circuits that we see time and time again, no matter what series it is. You could make the argument with Cindy Ann Taylor as well. Cindy, the biggest thing with her is she's extremely good if she can get things more towards her way, but it seems like the longer the track is, the better she's off, whereas the shorter the track, it seems as though that 5 seems to have a little bit more honor. So really, it depends on where you go. The mile and a half certainly makes the difference, so that is for certain. Lee Buster Paul saying, only the beginning of the race. Come on, Stanley, beat that wife of yours, sure. You're the boss, LOL. Well, that's one way of putting it. Jeffrey Todd Tufts here, and again, rocking that 72. What a season he's had as well. Good to see him really pull the reins back and really put up a little bit of a fight there on the track. Dustin Sonaker and Stanley Pottle now all up into the fight, into the zone. Sonaker, the 66 ST Wooden machine, was not here last time out. He said he wanted to come back out though and try to put up somewhat of a fight here. And it looks like Stanley Pottle actually maybe trying to do much of the same. He's got a little bit of a side-by-side action going here between the two. The 48 looking to dive in and make a run off for it. Trying to get something to stick, trying to get some momentum down there onto the front straightaway. So Nicker looks like he's trying to be more conservative, playing more of the middle line here. I can see where his strategy is playing in and what he wants to do with it, but again, is it going to be worth his time? That's going to be the big thing I think he's going to have to really talk to himself about. You watch Stanley though, and watch what other drivers are doing. He is just turning that thing in. The wheels are gone. You can see he's having to already turn that wheel in a lot more. When you're doing that, it means either two things. You're driving in way too deep and you're literally already burnt your tires out, or you're trying to basically over control the car. Sometimes you gotta set that car to where it almost kind of drives itself in, but you still have to make sure it is set for a long-term strategy. And right now, I feel as though that 48 might be doing a little bit too much damage on it and too much of a clean headache to his end. That St. Wooden, Dustin Sonaker. Sparkalicious, as you better know him as, or Sparky as I refer to him. He's had pretty much kind of an off and on season, the best way I can explain it. Sometimes he's had really good moments, sometimes he's had just kind of all over the place moments. But, I mean, the one thing I've noticed time and time again is that he does not give an inch, he does not give out on the track. At the 48, Stanley Pottle a little bit loosey-goosey coming out of turn 2. Remember what I said earlier about those tires issue. Can't overdrive them, you're going to burn them up real bad. And he's putting up a fight though to Sonaker, I'll give him that. But I think Sonaker right now is just being a little bit more conservative, trying to stay away from trouble zone. As the 48 just continues to seem to find himself in trouble zone. Drives that way up, and back down goes the 66. That could have been disastrous. I know you throw sliders here at Iowa tracks all the time, like Knoxville, Marshtown, and Boone, but I didn't think of all things to try to throw a slider like that at Iowa. Man, I don't even know what to say to that one, but holy smokes, he threw a haymaker and a half there. Kevin Baker is back out on the track here at the Valvoline 87. If you kind of haven't already guessed as well, if I've done my research and I figured this out, that is a little bit of a tribute car to our good friend and old Mark Martin. Obviously, usually it's a 6 on that machine, but in this case, we're rocking the 87. Kevin Baker's got that number in for this season, and would certainly like to see him come back next season, try to pull up a little more of a show. He said to me earlier today he has a new piece of equipment that is on its way. He told me earlier that he really bought that piece of equipment to try to help bolster his speed to get more consistent on the track. And I mean, I will say he has gotten faster with the way his pedals have been working. So whatever piece of equipment he's got coming up next definitely must be a helpful hand, I will say. Jeffrey Todd says back to the onboard camera here in that 72 machine. You can see right here the one thing I was talking about earlier, being smooth, conservative, and controlling. That is the way to go as we go to the caution flag here. Caution is out for the stage break. And while they do that, see if I can get rid of these technical difficulties here on my end at least. There we go, that's better. I don't know if you guys can tell on my end, but there was just a slight bit of slowdown, so I had to try to get that out of there. Trust me, we're trying to find a way to get 60 frames per second. That's our next goal, is to try to get these races to be at 60 frames per second, and maybe one day we can get even higher grading there. That's really the only thing I think we have left, other than just maybe a few video packages we can work on. That's about it. Obviously the instant replays and all them could use some work, and would love to get the overlays, something new one day, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, to be honest with you guys. So field will head into pit road now. The 5 Chantel bottle. We'll put the Green Tech Energy Matt Mills Racing Team Fox machine in for a little pit stop, and I think she may have been playing a little bit of a little mind game there on Hoffert. Looked like maybe she was trying to see if maybe he can convince him to just go back out and try to work another lap off, so he has to go back further in the field. Hoffert's fast, man. You can't count him out right now. He has been on that tail. He's been dominating all day long. On the speeds wise, he just had that one little hiccup by going into the wall protection out of turn 2. And ever since then, it's been pretty much just kind of get and go, whatever you can do. It's going to be interesting to see how they come out of pit road here. Pit stops coming in. Looking at our pit stop time. Let's see who gets the Eager and the Moore's River. And they are running together quickly. 5 gets out quick. Todd. Ooh, he just barely misses it. There's the times now popping up. 22.5 for Chantel. 22.0 flat. But somehow she gets out a little bit quicker than Hoffert. That being up in front of the pit road box really does make a difference. I'll tell you that much. Todd Tuss with the 21, managing to get 1 second ahead. And nearly got Hoffert. So Naker 22, and then Chad Stanley getting a 25-second pit stop. Probably not what he was hoping for if you ask me, but at the end of the day, you know, that's kind of how it all plays out on this end. Halfway point reached now. She's back to the action, back to the ground clearance here. This is Season 4 Championship race here, presented by PTM Racing TV here tonight. And again, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to head on down to our YouTube end and subscribe there. You will, if you haven't already, or if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Please do subscribe if you want to see more action, more of this. All races, as I mentioned previously, will be broadcasted up from Facebook Live and then immediately sent to YouTube, so you'll never miss a race. You'll never have to worry about it going away. We'll have all our races live feeded and everything sent to YouTube. But again, if you are on Facebook Live, then you'll hear me comment and talk a little with you guys as well. So just gonna be ready there. Field getting ready back to send it on down once more. We're looking for another lap around the track, and then it's the green, or yep, one more lap. Caution lights are still off. Tomorrow night, folks, just a little heads up, we have a race set for you as well. We have a big surprise here, as returning to the show after a long hiatus, Backfire Sim Racing is back, and they're heading down to Nashville Super Speedway for their all-star race. It's a race you don't want to miss, and you got to only catch it live here on our end here from Facebook and the YouTube later on. So we do hope you guys like to follow us up on Facebook and head over our Twitter and Instagram handles as well. Check those out as we get ready to go back. Green flag. The lights are off on the pace car this time. We're going green. Double file them up, boys and girls. Let's get to it. Come on now. You can see the nerves really starting to kick in. Everything's starting to sway in for these drivers. Everybody wants to show and prove their worth. But I mean, again, when you're out on that track and you're out facing the best drivers in the time sprees and everything, there's a lot that goes into setting these cars up, getting them dialed in, and really just have all things handling Iowa Speedway's treacherous long banking short track runs. Then I think we're going under caution one more lap, it looks like. Just got word as well right before we were getting on the broadcast here tonight that Pedal to Metal Racing League wanted me to let you guys know that be sure to check out their Facebook handle. They have something special being shown tomorrow night as the new season for season 5, excuse me, of the new series Cup Division will be presented up on PTM Racing TV here as well. So you will be seeing all that action and then some. Not sure what they got planned. All I know is you just got to go and take a look and have a listen in, because when it comes out, oh boy, it's going to come out. So now they will bring the drivers back into the field, back into the corner stepstone. It's like Chantel maybe messing with Hofford a little bit here. Maybe trying to get into his mind a little more. Can't say that I blame her. He knows he's fast. Brad Thacker paces here. Hey Brad, how you doing, bud? Joe Nuttleman, wish I could have been racing the final race with you guys, but had some stuff come up. Good luck everyone tonight. Joe, appreciate tuning on in here, buddy. Brad Thacker, right about now, I think you're waiting for one of them to go take out the cones if you wanted that so badly. Here we go, though. Back to the green flag. Lights are on and we're underway. Coming right out of turn 2 here. Hoffer will have the advantage on the outside line. It doesn't seem like it, but when you think about what he's going to have to do here in turn 3 and 4, having the outside's a lot better than doing the bottom end. Because the bottom has that little flat spot that can get you real loose if you overdrive the corner. And you can see Hoffer getting a good run off. Side by side for the race lead. Jeffrey Todd Tufts looking for an opening, looking for a little bit of an advantage point from both drivers here as they lead him off down the back straightaway. Hofford's got to get back down to the bottom sooner rather than later so he can try and keep the 5 from keeping her tires saved up more. The outside does burn tires up a slight bit compared to what it would do on the bottom end as Kevin Baker tries to get his laps back as well. Straight to the inside, shooting for the moon, shooting for the hills. He wants to see where this one goes here too. Hofford finally on the race lead. You can see him already moving up quickly there as he takes the lead away from the 5. Chantel loses it. We have a new leader. And again, Hofford, you know, the thing is he's bad fast on a short run, but does he finally have a 30 lap plus run left in that 84? Because we know that 5 is just going to be laying in wait, laying back a little bit, letting him get comfy. And just like a Darrell Waltrip, she'll just put that thing right to your rear end and either pull a bonsai move or she'll just pass, or she'll just really make you think about it. That's the danger that comes with racing. You just never know whether someone is being, more focused on taking them down or really taking them into consideration as the 48 suddenly coming to a sudden halt here. It looks like the rear end might have a broken axle or spindle in the back there. I'm not sure. Maybe he just kind of got into the corner a little too hard, or maybe something else kind of broke on him, but that's a tough break there for the 48 Stanley Pottle. Oh, Kevin Baker! Oh! Well, he sure had the brakes there. That thing looked like a drag racer there for a minute. It looked like one of the big block modifieds the way that thing was angled in. Holy smokes. I guess if you wanted to test the suspension and the shocks on those limits, well, there you go. That's one way of doing it. Well, there is the new champion here, the season champion of SLM Season 4. 5 is Chantel Pottle. And again, really, she doesn't even need to really run hard tonight. She's already claimed the championship just by showing up. Matthew Hopford, the 84, though, you know, right about now, this is about redemption for him. He wants to prove and show everybody that he is not done. He can win, and he can still fight it out with the best of them, and he is a championship contender. I think that's really what it's all about for him. He's only been thinking about that and really making sure he has a fair shake of things and really a chance coming in, not to the new Super Late Model Series coming up soon, but also with the added advantage of having to run the Cup Series on Sunday nights with, well, let's just say a lot of fun stuff coming their way. He's saying, come on, Chantel, go, go, go. I thought originally you were trying to tell Stanley to go, 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 and not Chantel. Well, I guess. Oh, well. Yeah, you got to root on the Pottle clan, that's for sure. That's one thing we've noticed here on the show. The Pottle clan has a lot of fans out here. Some folks coming in as well to root on our good friend and old Spark Delicious, Dustin Maker. And even Todd Tuss has had a few friends kind of popping in just to say hello and see him run it out there. Field's starting to distance their way around, but the one thing I want to show you guys right now is take a look. You see how every driver is going around their corner. Most drivers are heading down for the bottom end of the spectrum, but there is some run up on the outside if you have to build up speed there. But most would could say and be considerate about it. They would say generally the bottom lane is the fastest of the two, but the distance between the 5 and the 84 is starting to slightly diminish. It doesn't seem like much, but you see how the 5 is getting a lot lower to the ground. She's getting a little bit more speed off those corners because of it. It's only by about 200ths of a second, but that still makes the difference when you're less than 6/10 of a second behind with only 22 laps remaining. Hoffert, oh, you can see that rear end is sliding out just the slightest bit. These things, well, can't put money on Stanley. I will lose. Haha. Oh, that's cruel. Yeah, it's okay, Stanley. We got your back, little buddy. We'll give you a little on board to give you a little love here, bud. Show a little love to the 48, folks. We gotta give him a little bit of love. He's trying to hunt down that 6'6" Dustin Sonaker again. He did it earlier on, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to get to him again here. Jeffrey Todd Tuss on board camera here from the rear end. We got a little gearbox cam back there. He's doing some good work there. Always love it when we got some cameras working to our favor, working their way in. Now Stanley is a lap or two down here, unfortunately, but I mean, they had a benefit of just having a little fun here with Sonaker. I think he just wants to show him up a little bit. Straight to the bottom, had a little hard charge and passes the 66. Showing a bit of speed here and a tremendous amount of run, making his way through the field and through the corners. Looking to show maybe that next season he has something coming for him. 19 left to go, and this is where things get a bit more dangerous. You may have seen that lap counter in that time zone starting to fall off a little bit. Well, let's just say it's getting even worse here. Watch this time coming down the front straightaway with only 18 laps to go. You're going to see a change in. Look at that, 1/10 of a second literally gained off. This is starting to get bad for the 84. He's going to need a little help. Kevin Baker on the outside does slow down the 5 just a slight bit there, but she was quickly smart enough to maneuver around on the inside. Now builds up a lot more speed up to the outside. Build up coming to the 84. This This is where things get dangerous here. This is for your leader. This is where you really got to start either deciphering. Do you block? Do you defend? And run the risk of literally damaging both you and the other one behind you? Or do you try and run this race out to the very core? The 5 now has a run. Popping up on the outside. Hoffert staying in the bottom. He couldn't drift it up high enough. Now for the run on the middle section. Down in the middle shelf here, looking for the power, looking for the base. Pulling it about 3/4 away up higher than the 84 now. Hoffert's in trouble. The Goodwrench service machine trying desperately just to win one more. Can he hold it down? Can he slow it back just a little bit, get the tires to take a set? But with the 5 going as fast as she is, though, I don't think that'd be a smart move either way. He definitely overdid it a little bit, and the crossover is the death blow. There's the nail in the off, and the 5 takes the race lead. Hoffert, though, oh, he says, no, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not dying now just yet. I'm not done with you, 5. Here I come. Looking for a run down the front straightaway. We got 13 laps remaining. Or 14 to go, excuse me. 14 left. It's do or die time. How do you defend? How do you fight off? You got to catch that draft, and you got to catch a runoff. Again, though, it's a short track. The draft really is kind of pointless. You really just got to boil down to really focusing more on cornering. And when your tires are gone, cornering becomes almost impossible here. This has been a war of nutrition, a war of racing from every end of the spectrum. Everybody gave it their heart and gave it their soul, and frankly, it was just incredible, to say the least, to see how everybody did and how everybody really took this race in this season by storm. I feel like Hoffert has nothing to be ashamed of. Honestly, I think Chantel was just unbeatable this season. Really, that's the only way I can explain it. He was just bad fast. He was just quick-witted. And really, to me, it was just, there wasn't much you could do about it. What could you do? You had someone who had literally a lot more power, a lot more speed. Those open setups really making the difference. And even with a couple wins in this Xfinity series with these fixed setups, I think really it was just the overall kicker that really shows whatever she has done in the piece of equipment that I believe is in that new wheel has finally strengthened her and got her much better as a driver, and I think she's very well aware of that, and that's all she really wanted to know. Down across on the back straightaway here, the 6-6 of Dustin Sonaker looking to end his season out on a high note by having a little bit of a battle here with Kevin Baker, the 87. Trying to pull a little Mark Martin and pass this one in clean as a whistle. Dustin, man, honestly, for those at home that don't know, I mean, you go back and watch that Thompson race that he had just about a month ago. He had an actual pretty impressive performance going out there with Hoffert and Todd Tuss for that second place. And really, I think it kind of boiled down to just really making him knowing what he had to do and what he was really trying to focus on. Same thing could be said for Todd Tuss in that 72. The LBT Pallet 72 machine just been pretty much dead on, dead set on just trying to be consistent and really finishing third in most of these events really proves he can be good and he can be great at times. As for Hoffert, I really hate to call him the bridesmaid, but that's all it's been this season. He's had, 11 second place finishes. If it wasn't the fact that Chantel completely dominated, this should have been a career-making performance here for Hoffert. In fact, how consistent he was. That's really the only thing I can tell you. He had a great car. He had a lot of speed. Really had a dialed-in piece of equipment, but it just really never, I think, really was flourishing or what he was looking for. They saying you don't need love get much as it comes on Chantel. Don't let him grass you. I think she's talking about earlier when I mentioned Stanley Bottle there. Well, Hofford right now, well, he's still hanging in there. He's not done yet. He's not giving out. But you can see he's only got one lap that he gained anything on, and that was at lap 65. He's trying. He is pushing everything he can. You can obviously tell he's putting the pedal to the metal, but the distances right now are just far too great. With 3 laps to go, I don't think there's enough time. Unless Tanya Hart walked into the building, I don't think this one's going to be anything, but I don't think this one's going to go any differently. So what a season it has been. Stanley Bottle, really the rookie of it all, showing up, coming into town, and actually pulling off a few good finishes and having a good run or two out there. Kevin Baker seemed to be increasing and getting better as the season progresses. And in season 4 Xfinity would get a podium, finishing second place at Bristol Motor Speedway. Dustin Sonaker really, in my opinion, showing why he can be consistent and he can be conservative at the same time. Had a great season here when it came to being in the top 5, top 4, and with that battle at Thompson, I think really showed he is still out for that first one and out for that first win. Jeffrey Todd, or second, at least in SLM that is, and Jeffrey Todd Tufts. He'll get that win eventually. I think it's just going to take a little more practice, a little more time, and especially for Hofford. I think he's just due for a championship victory sooner or later, because this season championship is going to a number 5, the Green Tech Energy Matt Mills Race Team, Fox Racing Machine. Chantel, the Throttle Idol, is your season 4 champion of Super Late Models up out of the metal. Two season championships can now be declared under her name, and this one was ran for the full 12 race season. So for those that want to say that last one was a fluke, you might want to reconsider, boys. What a season, what a great race it has been for everybody out here. A great night. But for the 5, I think this was really just all about redemption for her and her crew after all the struggles and heartbreak she suffered throughout these events. Yeah, she just kind of parked it over there. Oh, there she goes. I was like, is she gonna go for the donuts? There it is. Time for a little burnouts in the Pottle clan. Race results popping up on your screen, presented by PTM Racing TV's YouTube channel. Chantel Throttle Pottle wins at last the season championship. Number 2 comes her way. Second going to Matthew Hoffert. Third will go to Jeffrey Todd Tufts. Fourth to Dustin Sonaker. Fifth to Kevin Baker. Sixth to Stanley Pottle, rounding out your top 6 drivers. We now await the arrival of our top 3 here. Jeffrey Todd Tufts will be the first one on the chopping block. Matthew Hoffert will be second up. But I think we're going to start it off by talking with our race winner here in the season 4 champion. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chantel the Throttle Pottle. And Chantel, what a day it has been, and what a victory for you and your crew here.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a good season.
It was indeed. Now, obviously, you had a little bit of a war going there with Hoffert through the corners and throughout the run here. Was at any point do you think he was going to be able to take you down here at Iowa?
No, I was just saving my tires and just relaxing a little bit until the end of it.
That certainly worked out for that whole race indeed. So I got to ask you, as you're walking away with the season 4 champion, anybody you want to thank you for it all?
Just everyone at PTM Racing TV and our league and everyone that has raced with us for this season. It's been a good season, even though we had a small crowd.
Yeah, it was indeed, but nevertheless, small crowd, good racing and packing it in. Thank you again for your time here, Chantel, and congratulations on that season 4 championship win.
Thank you.
The number 5, ladies and gentlemen, your season champion walks away with the W, as now we bring it to you with the bridesmaid. Matthew Hoffert now joining me in here, and now Hoffert, Obviously, I know this was definitely not the way he was planning it out here. Obviously, this season being kind of a second place finisher overall, but you can't disagree with that. This hasn't been a consistent season for you and your crew, and that you have really dialed in and really started to figure out stuff as you went along.
Yeah, not the consistency that I wanted, um, for sure. Um, but yeah, learned a few things on what to do and what not to do, um, and hopefully I can take that to another season and see if I can use it to my advantage on what to do, not what not to do.
Absolutely there, but hey, man, there is one thing though we are looking forward to. Obviously, with the new season of Super Late Models on the horizon, there is the overwhelming thing coming up here on Sunday nights with the Cup Series. As you started out at Talladega, I gotta ask you, man, what will it be for you when you get ready to fire it out down there?
Well, for Sunday for sure, I'm gonna try and go like I did last season in the Xfinity and try and take that season opener at Talladega. I squeaked by last season, but this season we're gonna go out guns blazing and see what we can do.
Oh, I can't wait to see all that and then some. So for now, I gotta ask you, bud, who do you want to thank here for the second place finish to end the season out, bud?
Everyone, PTM Racing League, PTM Racing TV, putting on the broadcasting every week. Congrats to Chantel for winning the championship and the many races this season, and friends and family watching at home. Thank you.
I appreciate your time here tonight. God, believe you made all of them proud and then some here tonight, my friend. Congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, Hofford.
Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, finals driver of the night to talk with here, Mr. Jeffrey Todd Tufts. And Todd, you know, you've had a lot of great finishes. I actually had a little race with you down there last week and putting up a good fight here. Another third place finish, and really to end the season out in third. I gotta believe this definitely was a career-making performance here for you and your crew as well.
Yeah, we did all right. Got a lot of thirds anyway in this series, but it was fun. Congrats to Chantel and Matt for finishing second.
Yes, indeed. Now I got to ask you, as you also prepare up for the season when the new season's popping away here. Really, what's one big thing you're gonna be trying to focus on more than maybe someone else might be with the car or the setups here?
I'm just gonna drive hard and turn left.
Well, drive hard, turn left, and that's all I can ask for. So, but nevertheless, we do appreciate you coming on board here tonight, my friend. Good to see you back here, and I want to ask you, who do you want to thank you for this one for the final race?
Uh, Thank you guys, PTM, for putting it on, and pretty much that's it.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it live. Jeffrey Todd Tufts coming away third here tonight, and a good showing from him. We'll see you soon, my friend.
Yep, see you soon. Thanks.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up here tonight. Season 4 championship in the books. Pedal to Metal Season 4 is officially complete. Now, Season 5 awaits Sunday night. But before we get to that, we got a big race coming up tonight and tomorrow. But we're going to head down to Circuit of the Americas. You heard me. We're going down to Texas. It's time to see Coda finally on PTM Racing TV. You'll see that with the Truck Series coming your way here in just a little bit. But for now, I ask if you please be sure to subscribe here on our YouTube and like and follow us up on our Facebook end, as well as head up our Twitter and Instagram handles. And we will see you next time when the green flag is flying high on PTM Racing TV. For now, be safe. God bless. Take care. Love you guys. See you very, very soon.